The elusive samurai is beautiful. The stunning scenery of the Kamakura period in feudal Japan is on full display here, with bustling villages, almost photorealistic architecture from 1185 to 1603 AD. The euphoria-inducing nature shots kept me glued to the screen, frothing at the mouth, begging for my next aesthetic fix. Don't get me started with the stunning fight scenes, where every swing from a katana feels like it has actual weight behind it. Every arrow shot from a bow has the ability to put a hole through someone on impact. Diverse cast of characters whom all have their own unique personalities and design. No two characters look or feel the same. The complimentary original soundtrack to set the auditory tone of ancient Japan. Wait, that's too much glazing. Seriously, this show is gorgeous. The most beautiful show I've watched in the last decade, in fact. However, no show is perfect. Elusive Samurai is no different, and of course has skeletons in their closet. And that's the door I want to open today. Nigejuzu no Wakagimi, God, I hope I said that right, follows the child of Kamakura's shogun, Tokiyuki Houjou. In case you didn't know, shogunate or shogun was Japan's old way of saying military dictatorship or military dictator. In that ancient hierarchy, there is someone above the shogun, which is the emperor, but as I understand it, the emperor is just a figurehead and didn't actually hold more power than the shogun. Shoguns pretty much had all of the military might in the palm of their hands. So Elusive Samurai is loosely based on actual historical events. Most of these names I mention are people who live real locations and somewhat real events. Episode 1. We're introduced to our main character evading his daily obligations. Archery practice, swordsmanship, martial arts. It's established here that our young lord has no actual desire for any of that stuff. He's just a kind-hearted kid who enjoys a good game of hide and seek. But he's pretty much pressured to do these daily activities because he's next in line to become the shogun, like his puppeteered and senile father Takatoki Houjou. The reason his older brother Kunitoki Houjou isn't the rightful heir is that he's the result of the father sleeping with a concubine. Everything seems to be thriving in this illustrious village, with the only exception being they have to send out a group of soldiers to repel the attempted uprising of the former emperor Go-Daigo. This small group of soldiers from the land of Kamakura is to be led by a prestigious samurai by the name of Takauji Ashikaga, seemingly the only person who can catch our main character during his game of hide and seek. I'd be willing to even say that Tokiyuki only respects and looks up to Ashikaga in the village, implying a somewhat mentor-student relation in the past. Like that, the soldiers are sent off to defend their land and serve their lord. But before leaving, Takauji tells our next right of heir that he wishes to prove his allegiance to the Houjou clan and to our future lord. At this point, the audience definitely has an eyebrow raised. Thus, the village remains lively and everyone lives happily ever after. Destruction.
Bullets may fly around, but I'll lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground.
Almost overnight, the land of Kamakura is laid in ruins. Houses burned and ransacked. Men and women alike clearly met by violent ends. People assaulted. Mass self-deletions. Kamakura is now a hell on earth, and our main character witnesses it all. The person responsible for all this carnage is no other than the now treacherous samurai Tokiyuki looked up to, Ashikaga Takauji, who aligned himself with the former emperor and decimated the very army he was supposed to lead. At the doorsteps of despair, our main character decided that, just like his father and those who served under them, he's going to take his own life and die with his people, effectively wiping out the Houjou lineage. That is until a Shinto priest by the name of Yorishige Suwa comes to save Tokiyuki's life on behalf of his father Takitoki's orders. It's here where I run into my first complaint: the consistency of tone. Feudal Japan is full of war, pillaging, and all sorts of violence, so it makes sense to show the adverse effects of that on the prisoners of war, the parentless children, and just the overall grimness that arrived from medieval eras. So when a 10-year-old child is suffering from the trauma of all the above, we, the audience, naturally feel sympathy for him and become emotionally invested, and we want him to win. That is until the personification of a circus clown starts to attempt to inject comedy into the scene. It genuinely feels inappropriate. My brother in Christ, his entire clan just got annihilated. Tighten up, bro. I'm not advocating for another dark and gritty show like some edgy kid, but let us sit and process just 1% of what this child just went through. You can have your comedy moments, just not now. Yorishige tells the child he'll bring him back to his home of Suwa in the Shinto territory, where he'll prop the child to become the hero that avenges his clan by defeating Takauji and reclaim the land of Kamakura, and eventually become the next shogun, potentially even leading all of Japan, to which the only surviving Houjou member declines and chooses death instead. So Gojo's voice actor does what any sane adult would do.
そうですか。では死になされ。北条の子だ！
It's here where we see the method in which our young lord will reclaim the Houjou honor, by being extremely elusive. One might dare to even call him an elusive samurai.
What are they, vegetables or?
Fuck y'all too, lame ass nigga.
With the help of Yorishige Suwa, his daughter and assistant Shizuku, they head back to Suwa's territory and leave behind the fallen Kamakura. Episode 2. As luck would have it, remember Tokiyuki's older brother, Kunitoki? Well, he actually managed to make it out of the village alive and avoid capture by the occupying enemy. He's now dead, betrayed by his uncle and father's top guard, Monoshuge. This is one of the most grimy betrayals I've seen in recent anime. His uncle tells him,
大丈夫。下級武士ならこちらの顔は割れてないはず。なんとかごまかします。隠れていてください。大切な妹の子ですから。
walks over to the samurai that's ravaging Kamakura and straight up points out one of the sons of the head of the clan. Once captured, Kunitoki receives a grim end. A 12-year-old kid bludgeoned by grown men before being beheaded. When Tokiyuki finds out about this, he rightfully gets that signature anime fisheye lens perspective. So while he's processing both his brother's death and uncle's betrayal, right on cue, here comes the circus act yet again. Now's not the time for tears. It's time for the young lord to create his own military inner circle to mark the retaking of Kamakura by the rightful heir and enact revenge on everyone who's done them wrong. To start, we need Uncle Monoshige's head. The first two combatants we recruit on this journey is Ayako and Kojiro, a tag team boy and girl duo who are Tokiyuki's age. Unlike the Houjou kid, they excel in martial arts. Give Kojiro a sword and he'll go crazy. Give Ayako a naginata and she'll go crazy. Not to mention, Ayako seems to be the physically stronger one of the two, matching grown man strength at points in the show. But that's neither here or there. Seeing how demon-like the uncle has become, Yorishige notes that it's only a matter of time before the young master's uncle comes to betray Tokiyuki in exchange for a spot in the new regime. Like a beast, he arrives searching in a secluded area of the Suwa territory, desperately searching for his prey. At last, they both greet each other with secret malicious intent until Tokiyuki finally snaps and acts. This is where it's revealed that despite being a coward, a treacherous samurai who'd betrayed his lord and brother's children to save his own skin, Monoshige is strong.
おじだから重臣だからだけじゃない。護衛を任される程度には私
Another masterfully animated choice and style here. The uncle's shadow being made to resemble the Japanese Oni. These are mystical demons from Japanese folklore. I also have to mention these Akame ga Kill freeze frames that masterfully emphasize the emotion. The fight is on. A grown man with decades of fighting experience versus 3 children. Ayako and Kojiro protect their future leader by taking the brunt force of Monoshige's attacks, as well as launching attacks of their own. But the physical strength difference is apparent. Now as the evil demon walks to Tokiyuki to bring back his head, Yorishige calls back Ayako and Kojiro to show them the Houjou kid's innate skill. He can't be touched in battle, but he genuinely loves the game of tag when his life is in danger. The Lord's uncle starts to realize with every strike he throws and misses, he's starting to get a bit fatigued. Getting worn out, of course, in battle means certain death. And by the looks of it, Tokiyuki can do this all day. So he has to avoid a battle of attrition and finish this fight quickly if he's going to be able to kill Monoshige is dead. With his death cements 2 things. The first, a souvenir to those in Kamakura whose downfall he helped orchestrate. The other, the symbol of the future uprising and the retaking against Takauji, Ashikaga, and the Emperor. And I'll close the book here, as I'm sure these 2 episodes should have done a solid job of convincing you to watch for yourself. If not, pretty much nothing will. Let's throw away the fact that I don't necessarily have a good previous anime recommendation profile, but hey, Ninja Cowboy, am I right, guys? That same reason, I also believe that Ninja Cowboy is in good hands.
What the hell?
What did you think of Elusive Samurai? Of course, let me know down below. Before we go, a huge shout out to these comments from my last video regarding Starlight being trash from Amazon's hit show, The Boys. Lots of fun working on it as it was my first pop culture video ever on the channel. Lastly, a lot has happened, so let's talk about it. At near the halfway point of the year, I stated I'm aiming for 1K subs, 500,000 channel views, and 10 mainline videos by the end of the year. And so far, we've been crushing it. As of this script, we got 118 subs, 350k channel views, and 6 mainline videos out. You guys have been truly amazing, and I cannot thank you enough. So I bow my head to you all and wish to see you here in the future. Like if you loved the video, dislike if you hated it. All interactions are appreciated, and let me know what I should prioritize or pull back on in the future. And last but not least, be superior than yesterday.
I just hope for me inside your heart a pardon remains. I know we're partly estranged, I'm more than partly to blame. I'm growing closer to the truth, I learned to sharpen my aim. I hate I fumbled over dumb shit. I better baby damn, but that's just what it comes with. I thumb quick through text now to see if there's some shit I left out. To make it all your fault, I'm stressed now. I hate that it's me.